We are now joined by UCLA head coach John Savage, as well as student athletes Roch, Cholowsky, and Landon Stump. We'll begin with an opening statement from coach, followed by questions.
I just think it was a team effort. A lot of guys being on the same page. That's what we've been all season. We've taken some lumps along the way, but for the most part, they've stayed together through thick and thin. And you know, to their credit, they believe in one another. You know, we got outstanding pitching this weekend. We had a bunch of naysayers saying that, you know, they questioned our pitching, and you know, it's you can't question that now. And I think at the end of the day, just a lot of really good at-bats. I think our defense was championship level defense, clearly, and you know, on to the next tournament, really. I think this team doesn't feel like this is the end of the journey. It wasn't our goal to get to Omaha. We've talked a lot about, you know, going and playing well and taking our game to whoever we play. So really excited for the guys, excited for the alumni, excited for the fans, excited for everybody involved. So at the end of the day, you know, it's just a appreciation on my behalf toward a lot of those people.
You know, Roch, last month we talked about your vision board, Omaha in big letters. So what does this mean to you in your second year at UCLA?
I mean, this is surreal to me. It's just something that I've dreamed of for as long as I can remember, and then just getting back there and getting to go experience that a couple years ago just added that much more fire to the dream. And I mean, I haven't wrapped my head around it. I mean, it obviously just happened, but it's just something that I'm never gonna forget. But I mean, we're not done yet. I mean, we're going there to play our game of baseball and, you know, just take it to other teams. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Coach, on a personal note, 12 years since last time UCLA's been to Omaha. 2020 could have been one of those years. What does this mean for you as a coach?
It just tells you one thing, how difficult it is to get there. You know, particularly on the West. They make it very, very difficult, and there's so many good coaches and good players on the West. We beat each other up. You know, I mean, this is for the West. Arizona won today. That was big. You know, Oregon State's playing tonight. I think there's 11 teams that got into the tournament, and only 3 could really advance, you know, into the super regionals. Obviously, the Arizona, Oregon State, and ourselves, and you know, I think everybody has played well, and it's a credit to the West. But certainly, you know, it's great. You know, it's great to be back, and looking forward to the challenge.
What do you credit the turnaround from last season, one of your worst records in 20 years, to this season, get back in the World Series? What got you there?
These guys here, the players, coaches, you know, did a great job. My assistants did a fabulous job. I think consistency. I've always been very consistent in my approach, win, lose, or draw. It's not easy, but I think we have the right cast of characters in terms of just people, great people on this team, people that want to represent UCLA. They want to represent their you know, their families. And at the end of the day, you know, they came together. We got kicked out of the stadium on day one in the fall. You know, it's quite a story. I mean, you could write a little bit about this because, you know, we have no home, and we came back in January, and to our guys' credit, they just played to their maximum ability all season long. So, you know, that season was a good learning experience. We played a lot of young people last year, and then obviously the payoff is, you're seeing the payoff right now.
What about Toussaint's at bat? We had 2 starts all season before today.
Oh man, you talk about Toussaint's been really, really consistent in practice. He should have had more opportunities at the end of the day. He was ready for that opportunity. Had to come up with a huge hit. So happy for Toussaint and his, you know, his game today.
Okay, John, just You've been to Omaha a number of times. What do you even impart to your team about being there and the approach they take getting there and playing and dealing with the hoopla?
Yeah, I think a big deal was the Big Ten tournament, you know. Them experiencing the ballpark. We were there for a week, 7 nights, I think. And I think they got a little taste of it and said, you know what, I want to come back. And I think, you know, we've always been a really good postseason team, in all honesty. If you look at the record and you look at the wins, and, you know, we've won a lot of games in the postseason. We just haven't been back to Omaha the last 12 years. And that's, you know, that's challenging and that's hurtful in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I think I can use my experience, you know, letting them know that, you know, enjoy the moment, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. I think they're really looking forward to playing in front of, you know, big crowds. And, you know, I thought we played really well in Omaha when we went a couple weeks ago. So the ballpark is not going to surprise us anyway. It's just going to be a lot more people. So, you know, I know that this team's looking forward to the next game, the next challenge. And that's what's so fun about this team, is that they don't care, you know, who they play, where they play, what time they play. And at the end of the day, that's how you get on the board here. So great job by them.
For Landon, I know last year in that transition from high school to college, towards the end of the season, you know, you talked even this season, just the physical toll. How are you feeling physically now, especially adding on that, you know, you're hoping to make a handful more starts in Omaha, and just adding to the regular season the starts you've already made in the postseason?
Yeah, I feel a lot better physically. Last year I was kind of beat down at the end of the year. I wasn't really strong physically, and that kind of took a toll on my body. But this year I feel good right now. You know, I only went like 72 pitches, but, you know, I feel like I definitely could have gone more, and I definitely got more in the tank, like, moving on. So I feel really good physically and excited to keep moving.
Yeah, and then just adding to that, obviously 4 shutout innings, no one's going to complain about that. But being able to turn it over to the bullpen, who does 5 no-hit innings, just how does it help having, you know, those guys in the bullpen that you know are going to just help you?
Yeah, I feel really good about the bullpen. You know, it sucks getting pulled, but I'm never mad about it because I know how good our bullpen is, and I'm happy to see, like, the next guy pick me up and the next guy pick him up, and we just keep passing it. And today we threw up a bunch of zeros, so it was a good day.
You know, I wanted to ask Coach Savage about bullpen as well. Pat Hammer just kept on saying he thought, you know, going in, the bullpen might have been the weakness of the team, and then playing you guys for 2 games, he does, you know, I think that was their hidden strength. Can you talk about the bullpen and having so many guys ready to step in? Chris Grothry's going career high 2-2.
Yeah, just a lot of guys stepping up. You know, I mean, I think they pounded the zone pretty good. I don't know how many. I think we walked 2 guys in 2 games, and it just seems like we were very competitive. We came back into counts. We won a bunch of 3-2 counts. We got some double plays. I mean, thanks to this guy here. You know, it was just a 9-on-1 operation, and those guys went after people. And you're seeing a guy, Hawk, you know, who's really coming into his own as a freshman. He's taking that closer role to a different level. Souza, the 8th inning, O'Connor, the 7th inning, Grotheus, you know, today. Just a lot of contributions from a lot of different guys, and, you know, that's how you move on.
Other questions?
Just quickly for Roch, obviously everyone knows the stats he put up this year, but you know, especially over the last 2 weeks, how does it help just knowing that, you know, you can rely on Roman or Brennan or, you know, Salgado, just how deep the lineup is and how, you know, you don't need to be hero every day?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a one-man team. I think our lineup showed all year how deep and, you know, how hard of outs that all 9 guys can be. And I think the last 2 weekends that's really showed up even more just because of the buy-in, what's at stake, everything with that. But I mean, it's never going to be one person. I mean, our lineup 1 through 9 is as deep as it could be. We've got everything you could ask for, and guys are just going up there trying to put up quality at bats. I mean, it also helps when you got guys like Stump in our bullpen who are just going to go up there and compete. It makes our lives easier. So, I mean, I don't have to produce for us to be a good baseball team. I mean, we've got amazing guys throughout the lineup. So if I'm not having a day, then those guys are going to pick me up.
And I know the coach has already spoken to this a little bit, but just for the players, how does it help having that test run of Omaha with the Big Ten tournament?
I mean, I think it's huge for us. There's really no other team that's gotten that experience this year. We're the last Big Ten standing. So, I mean, we're the only team that has gotten to play there. We have played in front of a big crowd there, too, which is useful. But just using that next week is, I feel like, going to help us. Same ballpark, same everything. So just getting back there and getting what we were doing out there already.
We have time for one more question.
Never mind.
All right, question for Coach. You talked about consistency. I just wanted to know, given the team's performance being like one of the younger cores remaining, heading into the College World Series, how you think the team is like bought into kind of a classic identity of like not being transient, not leaving for NIL or just a new era of play. How do you think that's kind of contributed to team success so far?
Well, that's a good point. We had a really tough year last year. We really could have had some guys leave, but I think they saw the heart of the program. I thought they felt that they could, turn the needle, and at the end of the day, that's what they did, and they did it together. And it was really the sophomore class that really was the staple in terms of putting it, moving it forward and making sure that, just because you have a tough year doesn't mean you leave. Doesn't mean if you don't play, it doesn't mean you leave. Why not get it right? That's how I look at it is, it's baseball, and it's a hard game. This is a really hard game. There's a lot of failure in this game. So, if you're running from failure, then you're playing the wrong game. And at the end of the day, these guys believed in the program, and I just, I can't say enough about them. But you're right. We're fighting a lot of different ways, a lot of different odds. But there's no place like UCLA, and they know that. So it's not any greener on the other side, and I think they realized that, and they knew that we were capable of winning, and that's what they're doing.
All right, thank you, UCLA.
Thank you.